Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another special video, special rebuild that I've got planned for you guys today. So this one, you may be clicking on this video and looking at the title and the thumbnail and thinking, Juice, what are you talking about? The Kansas City Chiefs and rebuild? In what universe in the modern day do those two things have to be in the same sentence? I mean, the Chiefs are on their way, as of recording this video, to their third straight Super Bowl appearance, trying to go for a three-peat. So, I mean, in what way would the Chiefs need a rebuild? And I counter by saying, I just wanted to make this video. It's my channel. I do what I want. So today, let me explain, because you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. You might be wondering, what does this mean? What, I don't understand this. So basically, if you're not aware, if you've been living under a rock for the past probably 3 years at this point, 2.5, 2, whatever, you get the idea. It's been a while. Stain. Taylor Swift, the most popular pop singer / country star, she was in the early days, but pop star in history at this point, based solely on like streams and downloads of songs and all that kind of stuff. She has been flirting / dating / canoodling with a certain Kansas City Chief star tight end. Not better than Gronkowski. Don't get me started on the Rob Gronkowski, Travis Kelce debate, because I'll say Gronkowski every single day, 17 times on Sunday. So she's been dating Travis Kelce. It's not new information, but it is the focus of today's rebuild. So I was going through trying to think of a fun way to do a Kansas City Chiefs rebuild, since obviously they don't need one if you're doing a traditional rebuild. The only way you could do a Kansas City Chiefs rebuild is if you traded the entire team and started from scratch. That's really the only creative way you can do a Chiefs rebuild. But I was trying to think, what other way can I do a fun, just like nonsense Chiefs rebuild where we probably win the championship in year number 1 and the video is like a half hour long? So I was trying to think, and then I thought, how can I incorporate Taylor Swift somehow into this? Because obviously she's very connected to the Chiefs. She shows up to a lot of the games, and they show her on TV a lot, whether you like that or not. But I wanted to incorporate her in some way. So then I Googled how long a normal Taylor Swift song lasts. Like, what's the duration of a regular average Taylor Swift song? And it came out. I found this. Let me pull it up for you guys. I'll put it on the screen for you. But I'm going to read it right here. So I looked it up, and it's r/Taylor Swift. And if you're on Reddit, in a Taylor Swift Reddit channel, I'm going to assume you know a lot about Taylor Swift. So this basically says that the average song length across all of her 8 albums is about 3 minutes and 57 seconds. And then they give like a little bit of information with like a standard deviation of 39 seconds, whatever that stuff. So the average song length across all of her albums is about 4 minutes. I'm going to round up because it's only 3 seconds of a difference. So with that being said, I'm going to give myself the average length of a Taylor Swift song on all of her albums, which is about 4 minutes, to rebuild the Kansas City Chiefs. Whatever I can do in that time, whether it's trading or signing free agents, which it's probably not going to be that, because there's not really that many useful free agents that can help you win a championship in the modern roster. So probably trading. How much trading can I do in these 4 minutes? And I'm going to have a timer on my phone, and I'll put it up on screen as well for you so you can see it. But I'm going to have a timer set for 4 minutes, and we're going to try and see how much I can do to this Chiefs team. Maybe it's not going to be that much, because obviously Chiefs in Madden simulate very, very well. They're usually in the Super Bowl in most simulations. So we're going to find out how much I can do to help this team. Maybe it's not that much. Maybe I don't even need to do that much. I don't know. There are some holes on this Chiefs team. Obviously, they don't have amazing wide receivers, They don't have an amazing running back other than Isaiah Pacheco. They don't have a great defense if you look at it like position by position. There's some holes on this Chiefs team, so we can definitely help that. But I only have 4 minutes to do it, the average length of a Taylor Swift song across all her 8 albums. And yeah, so that's the creative way that I thought I could do a Chiefs rebuild, incorporating Taylor Swift into it. So if you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go see if we can shake this off. All right, here we are. We are at the beginning of the 2024 NFL season. I didn't want to start, obviously, like play now or start today or whatever, because that would have just taken me to the Super Bowl. I don't want to do that. So let's go from the beginning of the season and let's just refresh ourselves what the roster looks like for Kansas City inside of Madden. So obviously, right here off the bat, we see a glaring hole, which is a left tackle. We're not going to have Humphreys at left tackle being a 74 overall. The rest of the offensive line, we don't need to touch. That's all very good. And we're probably not going to go more than one season because hopefully we just win the championship in one season. We don't need to touch tight end. We don't need to touch quarterback, obviously. Running back, I think we're going to be good on. I said that they don't have a good running back other than Isaiah Pacheco. They do have Kareem Hunt. I kind of forgot about Kareem Hunt. He's not amazing in Madden anymore, but he's a solid enough backup, and Pacheco will get the job done. We've got Patrick Mahomes, obviously. At wide receiver, that's the interesting position. Out of all these positions on the offense, wide receiver is an interesting one because you've got Rashee Rice, you've got DeAndre Hopkins, you've got Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. I feel like they're missing just one star, like an absolute star. Now Hopkins is that star, but he's aging. How old is he? Like 34 now at this point? 32. He is aging a little bit, and certainly in Madden, he's not as good as he used to be. So I feel like we could package maybe some draft picks together. Maybe Hollywood Brown is in that trade as well. And maybe something happens there. I could reorder the depth chart. That gets Rashee Rice up there. Okay, perfect. So we fix things a little bit here. So left tackle is obviously the biggest need on the offense. Maybe we dabble in wide receiver if we have time. And then on defense, we've got safety. Free safety needs a big improvement. Corner is a definite need. All we have is Trent McDuffie. We've got Connor, who's got star development, but he's too low of an overall right now. So corner and free safety are definite needs. If we have time, we could maybe go after another pass rusher / linebacker because some of these overalls are slightly excuse me, slightly low. But corner, free safety, left tackle are the biggest needs that we have here in Kansas City that we need to try to get in these 4 minutes that we're gonna have. And remember, I'm not really interested in draft picks at this point because I'm gonna load in an auto-generated draft class just because, but I'm hoping we can win a championship in 1 year. So these next year draft class or these next year draft picks are not too important to me. So like 2025, 2026, those draft classes are not that important to me. We can ship a lot of those out to other teams, package them together with some other people, maybe get some good stuff. So here we go. I'm going to load up the timer on my phone. I'm going to also screen record it so that you guys can see it as well. So we will screen record the phone, and then I will put it up on the edit. And here we go. Get 4 minutes ready to go. Perfect. I could just do 3:57, but it's 3 seconds. We're just going to round up to 4 minutes to make it even, make it easy. So I've got my timer ready for 4 minutes. We're going to get ready to go. 3, 2, 1, start. And there we go. So we've got 4 minutes on the clock. We got to move quickly here. 4 minutes is not a lot of time. Trade Finder, and I see a lot of blank spaces right now, so we need to fill these. We need to get a corner. We need to find positions that we have a lot of depth at, and then package them together with other things. So, where do we go? This is pretty intense right now. I could trade Charles Omenihu. That might not be a bad idea. You know what? Let's toss Charles Omenihu together with a couple draft picks or something. See if we can package something together. So let's go with a 2027 first round pick. Can I get a corner for him? I can get Asante Samuel. It's not the corner I was thinking of. Trayvon Diggs, not too bad. Christian Wilkins, Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman's only 24. That feels weird. Okay, so there are a couple corners we could get. Trayvon Diggs is not a horrible option, but he's not a high overall, which we're probably not going to be able to get a ton of high overalls, especially when we're trying to trade Charles Omenihu, for being honest. Can I get Jalen Johnson? Ooh, no, 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 no. Okay, that's Jalen Johnson's probably out of the limit. I just wanted to take a look. What other corner can I possibly grab to this team? Jamel Dean might not be a bad idea, but if I gets, yeah, we're already almost 230. We need to get moving here. I haven't even made a trade yet, so I think I'm just gonna, we're gonna back out. We're gonna do the Trayvon Diggs trade. We're gonna do the Trayvon Diggs trade, complete that trade. Now we need a left tackle. That's the biggest need that we have. So I need to go and grab. I need to find a left tackle that's going to be available. Rashawn Slater's probably a little bit too expensive. Bernard Raymond, is he going to be possible? What do they need for him? First round pick in 2026. First round pick seems a little bit expensive for Bernard Raymond. Maybe I can get something else for him. Hold on, or some other player. Dron Armstead, Matthews, Trent Williams. Oh, what about Andrew Thomas? I can get Joe Tooney or two first round picks. That's too rich for my blood. We're under 2 minutes now. I need to keep moving. Colton Miller. He's only 28. Not too bad. What about Colton Miller? Let's go back and talk to him. The Raiders, Colton Miller, star development, 87 overall, no packages. Okay, so that's not an ideal thing to have happen. Who was that? That was the Vikings, Christian Darrisaw. What do we got for Christian Darrisaw? No packages. Okay, we need to go and make a decision. So it's gonna have to be. What about Rashawn Slater? If it's not Rashawn Slater, it's Bernard Raymond. Okay, we're gonna go for Bernard Raymond. Just make that decision. 85 overall, that's perfect. And we will trade our 2026 first round pick along with a couple thirds and everything like that. Boom, left tackle done. Last thing we absolutely have to have is a free safety. So let's go and find a free safety that we need. Jesse Bates might not be bad. He's probably a little bit easier to get because he's a little bit older. Let me go back to the Falcons. Can I get him? I got about a minute to go. He's going to be expensive. No offers. Okay, so I can't waste time trying to get him to sign or get him to trade, trying to work a trade because it's just I don't have enough time for that. What about Kirby Joseph? Kirby Joseph is a decent player, 89 overall. Creed Humphrey, first round picks. It's a little bit too much. I'm under a minute now. I got to make a decision here. We got to have somebody. Jordan Fuller might not be a bad idea. What about Jabril Peppers? Jabril Peppers could be decent. No trade packages for Jabril. 30 seconds about. Who can I get? Who can I get? Minka's probably not going to be the right guy to do. Kevin Byard, Geno Stone. I got to make a decision. Come on, Juice. Make a decision. We got 25 seconds. Who's it going to be? Javon Holland? What's Javon got? Javon's got no trade packages. 20 seconds. I got to make a decision. Reed Blankenship's not high enough overall. Justin Simmons, 15 seconds. Hollywood Brown. I didn't make a wide receiver trade. 10 seconds. I made the trade for Justin Simmons. Do I have time? I don't have time for a wide receiver, do I? Brian Thomas Jr., 4 seconds. Brian Thomas Jr., no trade packages, and that is it. That is it. As you can hear the timer go off, I didn't have time to get a wide receiver, unfortunately. Maybe we won't need one. Maybe we won't need one. So the screen record is off. All right, but we got the positions that we absolutely had to have. We got the positions that we absolutely had to have, and I didn't really give up any players. I traded away a lot of draft picks, which is what my goal was to do. I don't like having that much pressure. I like to think about what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna trade. So we add in Bernard Raymond or Ryman. I never know how to pronounce his name. That's a much better improvement to the left tackle spot. So we upgrade that. We didn't do anything else on offense because we were focused heavily on defense. We add in Justin Simmons, and if it's only for a year, that might work. He's a high enough overall. We add in Trayvon Diggs. So I only really made 3 trades in 4 minutes, but I added 3 players that were severely needed to this team to help this team. We fill all of the needs. We just didn't get a chance. We didn't have enough time to upgrade at some positions, but we do fill a lot of the holes that we had. So those are going to be my 4 minutes of trading and rebuilding. And now we're going to see. Oh, I have to cut 2 players. Okay. We'll cut 2 bums like Chris Roland Wallace. If you're watching this, Chris Roland Wallace, I apologize. Ethan Driscoll, you're also a bum. Okay. Let's simulate the season. That's all that really is left to do. So I've rebuilt the team. We are now an 89 overall, 92 offense, 87 defense. I don't remember exactly what we were before. I think we might have been a 91 offense, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember what the defense was, but I'm obviously running Kansas City everything. We got Kansas City offense, Kansas City defense. I haven't changed any of that. Why would I? And then we've got a 95% scheme fit on defense, but only a 77 on offense. Ooh, 92% might be the way to go there. I don't know if the the offensive defensive schemes really matter that much. I always like to get the highest scheme fit, obviously, but we'll go with the 92%. That's pretty solid. And we're going to simulate the season, see if what I did to this team to add to it is good enough to win the championship. You know, it would be funny if we win like 4 games and the stuff that I did didn't actually made the team worse. It ruined the chemistry or something. I don't know. But we're going to simulate the season, see if the Chiefs can go to the Super Bowl and we can win it. And this Taylor Swift Chiefs song rebuild will be over with. Let's go and get it done. Okay, so we've finished the first year of this rebuild, and we went 12-5. Maybe the additions that I made did actually. I was joking about it in the beginning how I said maybe I ruined the chemistry or something. Maybe I actually did ruin the chemistry because I don't know if I've seen a Chiefs team get, and we got the 1 seed too somehow. I don't know if I've seen a Chiefs team get the 1 seed with 12 wins in a Madden simulation in a while. So we got the 1 seed, and I guess thanks to the Bills and who else was it? The Ravens, Texans, Broncos were 11-6 too. Thanks for those teams for losing a couple extra games, but we take on those very Houston Texans in the divisional round. This is what happened in real life, right? The Texans played the Chiefs in the divisional round and they lost. How poetic. Hopefully it doesn't change for our case because we want the Chiefs to win this in our little rebuild here. But let's take a look at the stats. Let's take a look at the stats and see what had happened here with the boys. So Patrick Mahomes, 4,700 yards, 50 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Now, I did notice when I was going over here that he finished second in the passing yards, only to Josh Allen, who had a few extra yards. So I wonder who's going to win the MVP. Is it going to be based on yards? Is it going to be based on touchdowns? We're going to find out. We're going to find out because 50 touchdowns is kind of crazy. And remember, I didn't change any of their offense except for the left tackle. So this is just Mahomes in a simulation. He went crazy. And he had a 75% completion percentage as well. He had an all-time type of season. Rushing wise, Pacheco had 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4.7 yards per carry. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I can live with that. That's pretty solid. And then receiving, we had 3 1,000-yard receivers, including Rashee Rice, who had 1,322 touchdowns. If he doesn't get Offensive Player of the Year, I'd be shocked. Then Kelce in the Travis Kelce role obviously had 1,000 yards with 6 touchdowns. A little bit too low of touchdowns. I thought he'd have a few more than that. But DeAndre Hopkins had 1,000 yards with 8 touchdowns. And Hollywood Brown had 9 touchdowns along with 794. So Mahomes was, I mean, when you have 4,700 yards and 50 touchdowns, obviously you're going to be spreading the ball a lot. So it makes sense that we'd have 3 guys over 1,000 yards and 1 guy close to 800. So it makes pretty good sense. And then how do we do? Ooh. So my new addition allowed 6 sacks, which is the most out of all the starters. Very interesting. Although Humphrey and Taylor both allowed 5, but 6 sacks from the new addition, Bernhard Raimann. Very interesting. And then on defense, Drew Tranquill led the team with 118 tackles. Kind of shocked there. I thought it would be this guy right here, Nick Bolton, with 96. The new addition, Trayvon Diggs, had 90. Okay. Jalen Watson had 76. Reed had 72. So did Trent McDuffelbag. And then the tackle for loss, we were in the backfield a lot. We were wrecking people. 17 tackles for loss for Chris Jones. Treshawn Wharton, who I was debating whether or not to add to the list of people we need to upgrade. He proved me wrong. He had 15 tackles for loss. Josh Uche, who I forgot was here, had 9. Karlaftis had 7. I thought he'd have a few more than that, but he does have 5 sacks. That's pretty good. Chris Jones leads the team with 9 sacks, 7.5 for Wharton. Karlaftis had 5, 3 for Leo Chanel, and Uche had 2, along with Nick Bolton, and a couple other people had a couple. Justin Simmons, the new addition. So a lot of my new additions are making their presence felt, which is nice. It makes me feel good, like I did a good job. Justin Simmons had 4 picks at the free safety spot. Chanel had 2, along with Tranquill, Reed, and McDuffie, and then 1 for Bolton, Diggs, and Shamari Connor. Okay, or is it Kamar? Is it Shamari Connor? How, is is it a cha? Is it a sha? Is it a ka? I don't know. Ka. So Trayvon Diggs, the other new addition, only had 1 pick. He's not the Trayvon Diggs that he was a couple of years ago when he had 9 picks or something like that, something crazy. 7, I forget what he had. But that is our 1 season of simulation. And now it's time for the playoffs. Now it is time for the playoffs. This is the playoff bracket if you're curious. It is us versus the Texans, the Bills and the Ravens, Eagles and Packers, Lions and the Rams. So those are your playoff matchups in the divisional round. Let's get to pretty similar to what it is in real life, I guess. Let's, at least team wise, let's get some simulation going here against the Houston Texans. What do we got? Victory? Yes, we do. 35-24. The Chiefs will not be denied an AFC title appearance. But now we take on the Ravens, and this is not going to be easy. Obviously, we're going to jump in like we do with every AFC or NFC championship game. Luckily, it's at our place because we were the 1 seed, but this is going to be a little bit trickier. It's not the Houston Texans. It's the Baltimore Ravens. It's going to be Eagles and Lions. I'm sure that's what all Lions fans wanted it to be in real life, but it ended up not being that. And it's us versus the Ravens. It's a very competitive, very top talent team. Top talent team? Yeah, whatever. Championship weekend. But here we go. Ravens, Chiefs for a trip to the Super Bowl. I'm really hoping that we're on the good side of things. AFC Championship time. I fully expect this to take us one singular season to get everything accomplished, but that could all go downhill if the Ravens beat us on our home field. 14-7 late first half action. Can we score again? There we go. That's beautiful. I love that. 21-7. Absolutely. Keep driving down the field. Score another one. There it is. 28-7, 28-14 now. Baltimore trying to fight back, but there's not enough time, and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to another Super Bowl. I know that that sounds like a broken record at this point, but for the purposes of this rebuild, we needed this to happen, and I'm happy that it happened, although it does hurt my soul as a Patriots fan to have to root for the Chiefs like this. But Mahomes had 232 and 4 touchdowns, so he was not messing around in the championship game. But we get the job done. Lamar, unfortunately, cannot win the big one. That narrative is going to be going crazy on First Take. And we get the job done. We get the job done. Nick Wright going crazy with his hair plugs. And we have delivered. So let's get to the Super Bowl. And either go up against the Eagles, which is what's happening in real life, or go up against the Lions. I don't even know who I would prefer. And I guess it's the Eagles. So we will take on the Philadelphia Eagles. It's funny how Madden does this. Art imitating life. I don't even know if you can consider Madden art at this point. But it is the Eagles and the Chiefs in Super Bowl licks. This is gross. But for our purposes, this is awesome. So here we go. We got one game to win the championship and complete our Taylor Swift / song length / Kansas City Chiefs rebuild, whatever you want to call it. I still haven't even thought of it. You guys obviously know what the title and the thumbnail is because you clicked on the video and you know you're in the future. I do not, as of recording this video, don't know what the thumbnail is going to be, or I kind of have some ideas, but I definitely don't know what the title is going to be. That's for sure. So I'm very interested to figure that out. But it is time. We can't think about that right now because all we got to think about is the moment. Play the moments. Kansas City versus Philadelphia for all of the Jenna marbles. Let's go get it done. Okay, we pick up here late first quarter, already up 7-0 in the Super Bowl. It is nice, and we need to get it done. We need to get it done, or we are never, ever, ever getting back together. 14-0, we lead. 14-7. Come on, get a field goal. Harrison Butker. No, I don't even know if we attempted a field goal. But we are driving down, and that time we kick a field goal. It's 17-7, late third quarter, now into the fourth. We get another touchdown, or another field goal, never mind. 20-14, this is riding on everything. Will the Eagles get the job done? They take the lead by a singular point, 21-20, and we have all of our timeouts. All we need is a field goal for Harrison Butker or a touchdown. I guess it doesn't matter which we go for, as Hollywood Brown delivers a nice little first down. And yes, I still have not created the save data needed, but I probably never will. Mahomes rolling. That's a fumble, and that's a flag. If I'm the referees, I'm throwing a flag on that one. You cannot hit Patrick Mahomes like that. Are we serious? Like, what are we talking about here? Mahomes does put the ball on the ground, though. Luckily, it was out of bounds. I got to be more careful with that. I think Kelsey's open. Actually, he wasn't open, but he catches the football. I don't. He was not open on that one, if I'm being honest. That DB was a little bit tighter on the coverage than I expected him to be. But that puts us really in a really good position here. 2 timeouts, 50 seconds remain. We're gonna go underneath. It's DeAndre Hopkins. That works. I'll take that. Why does he look like Sketch right there? That's kind of funny. All right, we're going to go dagger. We're under 30 seconds now. We need to get a little bit closer for Butker, which means Travis Kelce out of reach. That's probably for the best. It stops the clock without us having to use a timeout. And that might not have been that good of a play anyway, so 3rd and 4. Got to get the first down here to keep the drive going. And I think it's wide open right there. It's Rashee Rice. He's going to have a lot of yards, and I will use my second of 3 timeouts. And now they want me to run the football to get us into field goal range. That's probably for the best. We are in field goal range for Butker. We'll hand this off to Pacheco, and we'll just line up a beautiful, beautiful little field goal attempt for Harrison Butker. We'll let this drain all the way down so that there's no more time left on the clock when we kick it. And boom, final timeout used. 2 seconds remain for us to complete this rebuild challenge. And we're right down the middle. We're in a dome. They're going to ice me, but that shouldn't matter. I'm not good at field goal kicking, but that should not matter. It's right down the middle. I cannot screw this up. It's only 40 yards, too. That's a chip shot for Butker. Luckily, I already know that it's right down the middle, so I don't have to worry about moving the arrow. All I got to do is focus on this. And that should be good. And Harrison Butker has completed the rebuild. Isn't it fitting that a Taylor Swift-inspired rebuild is won by Harrison Butker? I think that's very fitting. 23-21, and probably what's going to happen in real life, too. The Eagles fall short once again, and the Chiefs complete their three-peat. And Carson Wentz gets another championship. Congratulations to him. It seems like Madden must have updated their Super Bowl celebration, or at least fixed the glitch where the Gatorade doesn't actually come out, because that's like the second in a row that I've seen where the animation actually happens. Usually it's just them dumping an empty bottle or empty thing of Gatorade, container of Gatorade. And why would Carson Wentz in the other celebration clip had no helmet on? Now he puts his helmet on to go touch the Lombardi with Randy Moss. I do see. I saw Creed Humphrey up there. They added here. They updated his model to give him his mullet. I think that's pretty cool. Probably the most important play of this entire game was the throw to Travis Kelce. Because if that doesn't get completed, maybe that's the most important play, because Mahomes does put that ball on the ground. But the throw to Travis Kelce might have been the most important play, because that would have been very bad if I didn't complete that. But we do win the championship. We complete the rebuild. Like I said, it's not going to be super long video. There's no point in going any further than the one season that we did. We rebuilt the Chiefs. We won them a championship again, even though that might make some of you throw up in your mouths or in another place if you want to throw up somewhere else, I guess. But we do get it done. I rebuilt this team in 4 minutes because of the Taylor Swift restriction. So let's take a look at the season recap and be happy, because I completed a rebuild. I don't like having the time restriction, though. That makes me it makes me panic. It makes me not be able to go through my process like I want to. So the season recap: Rashee Rice is given the MVP of the Super Bowl. You know what? There's gonna have to be something. Rashee Rice in real life I know he's injured, but in real life, anybody other than Patrick Mahomes winning the Super Bowl, you'd have to do something superhuman. Travis Kelce would probably be the next closest to winning the MVP other than Mahomes. That's just the way that it goes. Quarterbacks always win, unless they always win the Super Bowl MVP, unless something absolutely insane happens, like when Julian Edelman won it against the Falcons. That's something superhuman has to happen for a person other than a quarterback to win the Super Bowl MVP. So Mahomes, they do give it to, I just noticed that they do give the actual league MVP to Mahomes, so they must value touchdowns more than yards, because I mean, he wasn't that far away from Josh Allen in terms of yards. Josh might have had maybe 200 more, something like that, so maybe 300 more. It wasn't that far off, but he does get league MVP, so we can check that off too. We got that done, and the three-peat has been achieved. 2 against the Eagles, 1 against the Niners. We get the job done. Amon-Ra St. Brown wins Offensive Player of the Year. TJ Watt, which is not going to happen in real life, wins the Defensive Player of the Year. Devon Vele wins Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Broncos. That is the first time I've ever seen that in one of these simulations. Broncos receiver Devon Vele or Vele, whatever, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I honestly haven't heard it enough to know how to pronounce it. He wins the Rookie of the Year. Bo Nix must have had a pretty insane season. And then Edgerrin Cooper for the Packers, middle linebacker for the Packers. He wins the Defensive Rookie of the Year. But the rebuild is finished. We get the job done. We win our championship. We rebuilt this Chiefs team with the time limit of 4 minutes because that is, on average, the song length of every Taylor Swift album, all of her 8 albums. And it looks like Travis Kelce retired, so it's a good thing we're only doing 1 year because not having Travis Kelce would be kind of frustrating. But this is the additions that we made. We added 1 man on the offense, and that was Bernhard Raimann, the left tackle from the Colts, to improve that left tackle spot because DJ Humphries was the left tackle originally, and that's not what we want. So he comes into left tackle. We added in Justin Simmons, who actually goes up to Superstar X Factor, which is kind of crazy. We added him in. We added in Trayvon Diggs. Those are the 3 additions, that I was able to make in 4 minutes. And it turned out to be good enough to win a championship. So let me know down below in the comments if you have any other ideas for videos similar to this, where you want to see a team rebuilt that might not necessarily need a traditional style rebuild, but you add in like a stipulation like this, and it makes it a little bit more challenging to do that rebuild with that team. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs were always going to be easy because the playbook just simulates so well, and they have such a good team already that it was always going to be not that much of a challenge. But I wanted to do this fun little video. It's not going to it's under an hour, so I mean it's not really that daunting of a task. But hey, it is what it is. We won our 3rd championship, well, our first championship of the video, but our 3rd championship in a row for the Chiefs. We rebuilt them in under or in 4 minutes, as told to us by the restrictions, the rules, the Taylor Swift rule. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watch. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.